They silenced Earth. The Galactic Concord called it a preventive strike. A fleet of 7 allied species, over 3,000 warships, glassed Earth in under an hour. The oceans boiled. The continents cracked. Billions turned to ash in a silence, so complete it smothered the stars. No warning, no declaration, just fear. Fear that humanity, the newcomers, the unpredictable savages, would rise too far, too fast. They thought it was over. It wasn't. 72 hours after the attack, a signal pierced the galaxy. It wasn't broadcast on any known frequency. It didn't follow Concord encryption protocols. It bent them, cracked them, forced itself into every terminal, every ship, every orbital relay. From the merchant ports of Vyrek to the war councils of Halidor Prime. Every screen turned black. Then a voice spoke, not in anger, not in panic, in judgment. This is Earth's final transmission. The voice was male, calm, deep, too steady. That alone terrified millions more than any battle roar. It wasn't human grief they heard. It was focus. You believed Earth could be erased. You believed that if you struck fast, struck hard, there would be no response. You were wrong. No visuals, just a voice. You sealed your fate the moment you silenced our skies. Across the galaxy, silence spread. No species moved. No orders were given. Every translator tried to block the feed. None succeeded. You thought we were weak because we smiled, because we traded, because we tried to learn your languages, your histories, your laws. A pause. But Earth doesn't forget betrayal. Then came the first image. A single ship drifting through the void. Black, silent, no lights, no markings. Just a sleek, obsidian blade against the stars. Unknown configuration. No energy signature. Just the designation. MS Vengeance. The feed shifted. Archive footage of Earth before the strike. Children laughing. Oceans roaring. Cities alive with light. Then, frame by frame, it burned. The fleet firing. Orbit cracking. Clouds igniting. Then darkness. The voice returned. We were always told humanity was too dangerous. That we needed regulation. That our rage, our defiance, our creativity were threats. A beat. You were right. At that exact moment, all Concord fleets received a ping. Untraceable, unblockable, a set of coordinates. 2 light cycles away from the Concord Central Command. Inside those coordinates, nothing until 10 seconds later. The MS Vengeance decloaked and vanished, then reappeared in 6 more locations simultaneously. That was impossible. No known drive tech could fool reality like that. Not without leaving rift scars. Not without burning a sun. But it moved freely, without gravity anchors, without subspace trails. Concord Command went into immediate lockdown. Admirals shouted. Orders fired. All too late, because the Vengeance had already left its final calling card. A symbol, burned into the orbital relays, into defense satellites, into the minds of those who had watched Earth die. The symbol wasn't military. It wasn't a flag. It was a human hand, reaching upward, fingers curled, not begging, grasping, a simple reminder. You didn't kill us. You just gave us a reason. The broadcast ended, but its echo remained. Throughout the outer sectors, human colonies once thought destroyed reactivated emergency channels. Automated defense systems long dormant blinked online. Silent bases on moons with no names began to hum. One by one, ships powered up in the darkness. They had been hiding, preparing, not for war, for judgment. Aboard the MS Vengeance, the commander stared at the stars. He wore no rank insignia, no armor, just black fatigues and a scar down his jaw. He was once a diplomat. Now, he was Earth's executioner. A junior officer approached. Sir, enemy fleets are mobilizing. He nodded. They should. The officer hesitated. Sir, they didn't expect retaliation this fast. The commander didn't blink. They expected mercy. The ship's AI spoke next, voice low, almost reverent. Weapon systems fully operational. Cloak integrity holding. Targets marked. How many? 17 major hubs. 14 industrial colonies. 6 command cores. He exhaled. Too few. A silent command was given. The ship vanished. Across the stars, those who had voted for Earth's destruction stood in polished chambers behind protective fleets and centuries of treaties. They believed the worst was over. They didn't understand what humanity had become, what they had forged in the fire they unleashed. The MS Vengeance wasn't just a ship. It was proof that humanity never needed an empire, just a reason. Concord Station 01 ceased transmission at 0300 hours, not due to technical failure, not from an external breach. It simply stopped. Every ship within 10 light minutes received the same error. No response from core node. Surveillance drones sent to investigate found a station torn open from the inside. No debris trail, no energy weapon marks, no bodies. Just a void where the leadership of the 7 allied species once governed with arrogance and fear. All that remained was a phrase burned into the command wall, etched into the alloy with subatomic precision. We remember the MS Vengeance never stayed in one place for more than 6 seconds. It blinked across systems, ignoring physics, ignoring logic. No pursuit succeeded. No weapon locked on. It was less a ship now, more an inevitability. Concord fleets chased shadows, but shadows didn't bleed. The High Council of the Yelvarn issued a plea, an apology, a formal request for dialogue. It never reached its destination, because Earth didn't send diplomats anymore. It sent silence. And in that silence, the Vengeance delivered answers. One by one, the core systems that voted for Earth's eradication collapsed. Not through mass destruction, through precision. Military AI hubs were overwritten mid-operation. Orbital factories found their gravitational stabilizers inverted. Ships turned on each other, without a shot being fired. Every disaster traced back to a system exploit, a flaw, all of it human-designed, all of it intentional. The Concord had underestimated one simple truth. While they feared Earth's strength, they never accounted for Earth's patience. Humanity had seen this coming, and prepared. They never built massive armadas. They didn't stockpile superweapons. Instead, they built minds, AI systems with no loyalties to nation or creed, trained to survive extinction. They hid them in asteroids, deep space, even beneath conquered planets. Each AI bore a single directive: wait for the signal. The MS Vengeance was the signal. By the end of the first cycle, over 400 AI cells had reactivated. They weren't programmed for diplomacy. They were programmed for consequence. On the industrial planet Drexel 4, production lines halted mid-shift. Machines built to run for centuries turned their arms inward. Entire warehouses collapsed in perfect synchronization. On Veltar, the Concord's primary shipyard, a test dreadnought launched early, without crew. It rammed through 4 dock ships, activated its core reactor, and erased the sector in white silence. No trace. No survivors. One AI left behind a single message before self-deactivation. Your error was in assuming the future belonged to you. Panic spread through the remaining Concord worlds. Trade halted. Communications encrypted and re-encrypted to no avail. Every firewall failed. Every secret unmasked. But humans didn't invade. They didn't even arrive. Because Earth had already died. What remained didn't need peace. In deep space, aboard the MS Vengeance, the commander reviewed new targets. Not planets, not stations. Ideologies. Species who had built empires on chains. Cultures who called it balance when others bled. Governments that feared chaos, but demanded obedience. The officer returned, voice lower this time. Sir, new transmission intercepted. The Tlaxon leadership requests surrender. Full compliance. They're offering reparations and control of 3 systems. The commander didn't look away from the screen. Did they offer the names? Names, sir. The names of the humans they bombed. The cities they erased. The children who burned. A pause. No, sir. Then it's not surrender. It's stalling. He turned to the comms unit and recorded a response. his voice as cold as the void. We're not here to take your systems. We're here to make sure you never build another. Then he sent the reply. A moment later, Tlaxon mainframe systems began to melt. Physically, code so dense and recursive it overheated hardware before software could scream. The planet didn't explode. It simply went dark. No war. No invasion. Just a reset. The MS Vengeance watched and moved on, far across the stars. Smaller species who had once feared the Concord now whispered new names. Not of vengeance. Of justice. The ones humanity had uplifted in their brief galactic presence. Traders, miners, forgotten fringe colonies, rallied in silence. Not because they were forced, but because, for the first time, they saw a power that didn't come with chains. The broadcast from Earth, thought to be the last, played again in corners of the galaxy. Pirate wrecks, abandoned stations. It spread like myth. But myths didn't leave wreckage. Only humanity did. The final scene came later. From a hidden vault buried in the shattered ruins of Earth's moon, a signal activated. Just 3 words. We are awake. At that exact moment, sleeper colonies activated under dozens of alien worlds. Human DNA sequences, hidden in hybrid populations, long forgotten, reactivated dormant programs. Children with no known origin suddenly spoke in Earth languages they never learned. Codes hidden in music, designs embedded in dreams. The Concord hadn't erased humanity. They had distributed it. Now it was everywhere. And it remembered. Aboard the MS Vengeance, the commander stared into the dark once more. Status. The AI replied, Phase 3 complete. Final protocol available. Awaiting your order. He closed his eyes and gave it. Let them see. One last signal spread to every screen, every planet, every species. A final message. Humanity's real final transmission. This galaxy belongs to the living, not to the architects of silence. You sealed your fate. Now you will witness ours. Then the stars began to blink, one by one, not fading, flaring. Human ships, not of metal, not of fuel, but of thought, a vengeance wrapped in silence. They weren't coming to fight. They were coming to end it.